Now, I wasn't going to talk about The Voice tonight. I'm finding the debate to be all heat and no light at the moment too, to be frank. But something's happened and I'll have to show you. I know plenty of you haven't made up your minds, and I know many of you have, and you oppose it and you like to attack me for supporting it. But I'll tell you this, I argue in favour of The Voice for sure, but I certainly have plenty of opponents on this program. That's what I'm about. Let's have all sides. Let's have respectful disagreement, free thinking and open debate. Elsewhere, well, you might only get one side of the argument, I reckon. Anyway, have a look at this from my mate Warren Mundine on with James Morrow earlier tonight.
This is like the Dubbo City Council thing. If you've got a person who doesn't like the library or the art gallery, you make them chair and then they have to defend. And I'll be quite honest, that's what I think's happened with Chris Kenny. He's been there since day one. I cannot, I've been across this country many times over the last few weeks, and I cannot see how this Voice is going to do anything except make a small group of people very rich and build a huge bureaucracy which will send us back another 50 years.
Well, I'd love for everybody to stick around to 8 o'clock.
Indeed, here we are after 8 o'clock, James. Well, Warren, as you know, yes, I have supported an Indigenous voice for a long, long time, since back when Tony Abbott was Prime Minister and you, Warren Mundine, chaired his Indigenous Advisory Board, his hand-picked voice, if you like. And back then, you, Warren, opposed any other kind of voice. But then later you changed your mind and you advocated for the voice. You even wrote in favour of an Indigenous voice in a book published about that idea. This was all back under coalition governments. It wasn't a Labor thing then. And now you're back to opposing the voice. Now that's your right, and only you can know or explain the reasons for changing your position a couple of times. Perhaps we'll discuss them over lunch sometime or back here on air soon. But you know that I've been consistent on the principle, and I haven't wavered according to partisan politics. I can't oppose a voice that I supported under the coalition just because Labor are now in power. And by the way, when I served for a year or so on the Morrison government's Voice Co-Design Committee, I didn't accept any payment. We were offered payment, all of us, but I declined. And I have no official role in any campaign or organisation now, whereas you, Warren Mundine, I understand, head up the no case, or is it the yes case? One of them anyway. So there, James and Warren, that's what I've said in the 8 o'clock slot. Let the debate continue.